this chapter, it's paired with like really boring tool, like my keyboard is falling off. This paired with a very boring tool, which is our good and trusty pen tool. That's an adjustment. With this really, really fun tool. This is like one of my favorites. I use it all the time. If you're a person who likes to hand draw things and you would like to digitize your hand drawings, then please, please, please listen up, because this is going to really change your life with that. Okay, so this is called the image trace. And so what this allows us to do is take line drawings, take pictures, and we can digitally trace them and turn them into vector drawings. So the first one we're going to do is a line sketch, the doggy here. And we'll get back to embedding and whatnot. Okay. So first thing you're going to do is, with your selection tool, select the dog graphic. And then we're going to check out our control panel for a second. Now, I generally like to open the full image trace panel because I like all the options. You're welcome to use it the way that they're saying, where you're just up here clicking image trace. I don't really, just there it is. That's what it did. Okay, so then you see there's an expand button. The expand button is super important. Without the expand button, the process is never actually complete. So you can trace it and then move on to something else, but it didn't actually get traced into your file. So you have to make sure that after you do a trace, you do the expand button if you want that to stick. So now expand, and it lights up because it's now a vector instead of a picture. And so then I can select parts of it like this and fill it from my, oops, there we go. Let me switch that back. I can fill it from my swatches panel or my color panel, whichever one you would like to do. But we are going to actually use a different kind of tool to color this in later as well. So feel free to play around with both of those. Oops. There we go. Okay. So moving on to tracing an image. So I'm going to open the full panel for this one because we're going to do a couple of different options. So I'm going to select my image and then go to Window, Image Trace, and here is my panel. So first thing I'm going to do is find the preset for line art. So preset's your top box, line art, and then click mode and choose grayscale. And you got to give it kind of a minute between each step. So don't get all clicky in this part. You'll crash real quick if you do that. So my preview box stays on as I'm working in this panel, but in order for me to actually trace, that preview box has to be unchecked. So just keep that in mind. All right, so now in the mode list, I'm going to find color, and I'm going to adjust the amount of colors to 4 when it gets finished. All right, so right now it's at 30. We're going to do 4. And it went to 22. Let me use the slider. Okay, so what's happening right now is every time I'm trying to make an adjustment, it's doing it live action. So I'm going to uncheck the preview box for a second. Otherwise, it's going to take forever. There we go. Okay. And so once you have those options set, you can go ahead and do your expand. Okay. Yeah, that's where we are. And so now this picture is a vector drawing. So you can see, and when you're doing this in person, you'll see that some of the detail does go away when it becomes a vector because it's no longer a picture. It's not made up of, millions of little pixels. It's now made up of lines. Okay, so now with my direct selection tool, I can select parts of this and fill it with different colors using my color panel or my swatches, whichever you like. Make sure your fill is activated with no stroke.
That's already been done. That's all been done.
All right. And however you want to do that, go for it. Okay. So any questions about image trace? All right. So let's move on to the live paint bucket.
And we got the old cluster.
So this is an interesting tool. I forget to use it. Hopefully you'll use it more than I do. But whenever I do use it, I'm always like, this is cool. Why do I always forget about this? All right. So let's see how it works. First thing that we're going to do is open swatches panel, fill the top circle with, did it have us? No, I skipped some steps. Sorry. Okay. So on our tool panel behind this is our shape builder tool. Right underneath that width tool, you'll hold this down and underneath it will be your live paint bucket tool. So right now, if I just select it, you can see there's a little slash with the paint bucket because there's nothing that it's been told to draw on. You actually have to select your objects before selecting the tool. One thing though, I can do is double click it and set up its options dialog box. So I want to make sure that these are checked and all of that looks the same. And then click OK. So now I'm going to individually select these circles with my regular selection tool and I'm going to fill them. So it says the top one with red. And the left with green. And the right with blue. Oh my goodness, these are some very high contrast colors. Let's dumb those down a little bit. Hurts my eyes. Okay. So now I'm going to select all of these circles and I'm going to choose my live paint bucket tool. And so now when I'm hovered over these shapes, you can see the tool has changed. It no longer has a little X in it, meaning that I can fill these circles with other other colors. So I can open here, select orange, click inside of this shape or this one and fill it. And then let's see, let's do purple in here, green here. And so each of these, I can just choose a different color. And then I can also fill the strokes with other colors. So hover over till you see the little paintbrush. Oh, make sure stroke is selected. That's important. It's hard to catch. There it is. All right, go back to my fill. Let's change it back to where it was supposed to be. I can't remember. It was like purple or something, right? That'll work. Okay. So when your stroke's selected, pick a color. And just, you know, have fun with this part. Make them any color that you want. Pick colors from here. Oops. And go crazy. Okay. So what they want you to see here is that you have a dynamic relationship with these shapes. So if I use my direct selection tool, I can do things, move parts of them around. Maybe not. I read that wrong. Here we go. Okay, so when I'm moving parts of these around, you can see the color is staying with the shape and not needing to be like refilled again. They're one mood for me, finally. It's a little weird trying to catch them, but it's okay. Just as long as you move some around and understand that the color moves with the shape. All right, and then lastly, we're going to use expand again to actually dissect this shape group to where now each of these, wherever there is a pass, wherever it changes color, is now its own thing. So if I have the whole thing selected, where did my expand go? There, nope. There it is. Okay. Then I can click expand. And now these are like not grouped together.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those days where everything I touch is going to not work, huh? Let's see. This is why it's important to read and not just, you know, try to memorize things. But yeah, normally it separates. So yeah. Do you want to watch me troubleshoot? Figure out where I went wrong here? Which directions I didn't follow? Because I'll do it. Let's see. Let me do a little Control Z for a minute. I totally lost my stroke on this side. I don't know what I was doing here. Okay. And like I said, I don't care what colors y'all use, just use anything. All right, so I filled the stroke. Deselect so that your art resembles blah, blah, blah. Okay. So out of my selection. Then use my direct selection tool. And without pulling them apart, drag the circles to different regions. Okay. So that worked this time. I'm guessing that I probably hadn't deselected, which sounds like me. And then click expand on your control bar. Okay. So I need to select it. Wait a second. Hold on. Select all, then click expand. So hold on. Let's make sure. Let's make sure I've done it. Now click expand. Okay. Deselect all, then pull out regions so that your artwork resembles this. Okay, so deselect. It still appears to be grouped though. Y'all see this? Do I do it with my direct selection? Ah, there we go. Okay. That's what it is. Just follow the steps. Be really careful. Don't be bad like I am. I'm not catching this one. I'm just moving it around. Which if that happens to you, I really don't care. That's fine. Just show me a little deconstruction. Just a little. That's fine. Okay, there you go. Okay, so after you've done that step, hopefully your expand works. If it doesn't, so be it. You're going to select your dog and you're going to use the live paint bucket tool to fill that in. All right, and let's do a hat color. Okay. And then that's it.